Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again, and it's been quite a while since I have since I've had a vlog, and I figured, these are kind of like inspirational things that happen. They're not like, it's not like, oh, it's time for another vlog, it's just like when something happens in my life, then I just create the vlog according to it. So I kind of want to tell you guys a little story, and a lot of you guys may have heard this story if you watched my previous vlogs before I had to take them down from some personal issues and whatnot. So first off, I want to state that I'm turning 22 in January, so January 23rd. I turned 22 years old, which means I'll officially be out of school. Well, I mean, graduated high school for around 4 years at that point. So, let's see. 4 years ago, around 3.5, 4 years ago, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't stream back then. I didn't YouTube back then. I was not on a good footing with my parents. I had friends and whatnot, but I never really got to experience what a normal child would go through. I never got to go to parties. I never had a girlfriend. I never had a car. I never had any of that stuff. So my whole life kind of started to change, and it just kept changing and changing and changing, and it was changing for good. But I noticed all my friends around me change in a different way, whether they were maturing, whether they were moving, whether they were, working 2 jobs, living away from their parents, they're getting married, having kids, everyone around me was changing, not necessarily for good or necessarily for bad, but the fact is that they were changing. And here I am, I've been playing games, not now, I'm saying 4 years ago. I was playing games my whole life. That's all I really knew how to do. And my life stayed the same. Little did I know I was going to hit, I don't want to say I hit big, but, I hit a point in my career in gaming which was really good and exploded, and I am where I am now. But that's for the later on part. So I was kind of down, and I was like, damn. And I have a really good friend I talk to named CJ. And I always talk to him about it. He's like, no, man, like, you're okay. Like, you're going places. It just doesn't look like it because you're not physically moving or nothing. No one sees anything change, but, secretly he knew. He's like, you are putting a lot of work into this, and something good is going to come out of it. And then I started streaming. And, streaming was a lot of fun when it first started. It was fun because it's something I've never experienced before. And then about a year goes down into streaming, and then I ended up quitting. I cold turkey quit everything. I said no. I was like, this is not the route I want to take. Just being pressured by my parents and pressured by my family and pressured even by my friends. I would call my friends that were just like, you don't want to play games. This is not what you should be doing. You need to focus on other stuff right now. And granted, I was in school and everything. I was in college. None of that stopped. I just played games. So instead, I dropped everything, uninstalled, wiped everything off my computer, and I actually have this video on my YouTube channel. You can check it out as well. I'll link it below. But essentially, I quit everything. I made a YouTube announcement about it. You can see the exact date then. So actually, maybe it was more recent than I thought. And I essentially went into a part-time job, and then went to school I went to a full-time job. It wasn't even a job. And then I went to school full time as well. And what it was this thing for Primerica, where you basically they pretty much train you to be like a life insurance agent. And people can say it's a scam, it's whatever. I actually know about it, so I researched it, and it was pretty interesting. It was cool because I got to face real life that I've never gotten to face before, right? Like, I got to deal with actual things, like life insurance and contracts and this and that. And granted, I didn't get my license in it. I was 1% off 3 times on the test. It was pretty stupid. But you don't put enough effort in. Even though I put my heart into it, I guess it was a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of difficult. So I didn't end up getting it. But I was with them for a couple months, and it was interesting. It was fun. It was cool, actually being recognized by people. Like, oh man, it's Ahmad. What's up, Ahmad? How are you doing today? I want to train you in this. I want to show you this, and etc. And it was a lot of fun, but in the end, I was just like, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I only put I don't know, application fee of $80, and then that got refunded anyway. So I didn't lose anything. I just gained life experiences. But I realized it wasn't for me. At that time, I even had a long ass talk with my parents, and I told them about how I'm changing and this and that. And at the time, Final Fantasy was coming out, A Realm Reborn was getting remade, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna play any MMOs anymore because it's all the same thing. You play them, I get bored of them, I quit, etc. And so, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing, and it's a really shitty feeling. It really is. If you don't know, like, people are expecting something from you, especially in the worlds of my family. People are expecting something from you, and you don't have anything to offer. It's a really crappy feeling, and I never want to feel like I'm useless. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible feeling. So anyway, speeding up some time, I went back into streaming, and this time I put, like, my fucking heart and soul into it. I streamed 18 hours a day for, like, 6 months straight. Like, it was insane. You know, despite all the Comcast disconnects, despite my father and mother doing silly things of just what parents do, you know, nothing against them, I'm just saying, cutting off my connections, you know, cutting off my power, this and that, I just, you know, I didn't care. My mind was driven on this. I was still in school full-time and worked a part-time job, but any time I wasn't working or I wasn't at school and I wasn't studying, that's it, boom, like, boom. And I was averaging maybe 3.5, 4 hours of sleep, and I had a girlfriend. And this lasted, like, how long does this last? The girlfriend lasted a month, I don't care about her. But this whole thing lasted, like, good, like, 3 or 4 months, like a hardcore life. And my parents were really happy, kind of. They're like, wow, Ahmed, you know, you have a job, I'm so proud of you, you're bringing income, and I'm like, but, you know, I will bring in an income from what I'm doing with streaming and YouTube. But, you know, like, I'm not the guy that's going to be like, Mom, I'm playing games and I'm going to earn money. No, I was like, in the future, in the near future, I'm going to end up dropping my part-time job, and I'm going to stream and YouTube part-time like I would, you know, working a job. And that would be my source of income. Not my career choice. You know, I'm not going to drop school and be like, yeah, I'm just going to play games for a living. You know, fuck it. Like, that's not ever what I ever said. I never... You know, I'm not that stupid kid that's just like, yeah, Mom, you know, I don't like feeling useless. You know, that's never me. So, anyway, some time goes by, and I ended up quitting the job because it was, I got quit and got fired at the same time. Like, I was just sick of it. It was fucking terrible, terrible atmosphere, and I feel so bad for people that have to work jobs like this because it's like, it was a family business at this place called Galaxy Skateway, and it's like a rollerblading area, and it's like, it was literally like, kind of like everyone was part of the family, and I was like the new guy, and everyone just picked on me. Like, they're like, all right, you're staying overtime, you're staying till 4 o'clock in the morning to, you know, like, clean the area. And I'm like, what? I have, like, school, like, I can't stay. And they're like, well, everyone's got to go, so you're doing closing. And I'm like, I'm closing and putting back, like, 1,600 fucking rollerblades by myself? Like, what? And, you know, you have to put them back, you have to unknot them, you have to, like, polish them sometimes, make sure they go in the right cubby hole, the sizes, left to rights, and, you know, like, check this and clean the floor. Oh my god, it was fucking terrible, and literally, like, the manager would just be like, fuck off! Like, he would, oh my god, I just wanted to slap the shit out of him. I'm like, this isn't the internet, that's right, this is what most people have to go through. And after I quit that job, I bought a new computer, and I told myself, I don't want to be normal. I don't want to have to do that because that's bullshit. And I'm so sorry for people that have to go through that shit. And I know what it's like. And I didn't want to do that. So like I said, I put my heart into streaming and I went. And I don't care what, like, no matter what anyone said, I was driven and I was devoted to do what I wanted. I'm talking about, there was a lot of people. My in real life friends, majority of them were like, I don't know why you're doing this. There are, you know, some that supported me. I'm not saying no. My parents were like, I don't know why you're doing this. My older sister, my younger sister didn't know. My family, my extended family, my cousin, no one understood anything that I was doing. So it's not like I could reach out and ask for support. You know, I didn't know anyone online, and I didn't want to get to know anyone online because I didn't want to be attached to someone. I wanted to be my own entity. I wanted to create my own, you know, like, personality, my environment online. And, you know, I kept going and going and going, and I made a lot of friends along the way. I'm not going to say I made the wrong friends, but, you know, not all friends are appropriate for streams. You know, sometimes you want to be that dick, and sometimes it's just not appropriate for the stream, you know? Like, sometimes I want to be an asshole, and I just won't stream that day or that, you know, that afternoon that I want to just be an asshole because it's not really appropriate for streaming, depending on the person and character you are. Anyway, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. It took me a long time to get partnered with Twitch. I think I was at 8,000 followers before I actually got partnered. Eventually, I got partnered and whatnot, and I earned. Then I learned at that point in time, when I was partnered, I learned how much of an income I could make. You know, like how much money I need, and then I was researching. You know, like I was tallying how much money I'm spending on food. You know, like what necessities I need, getting ready to move out, and I was like 20 at the time. Actually, maybe even 21 when I got partnered. No, I think it was 21. I don't remember, 20 or 21. And I was really excited, and I was getting really fed up with my parents. But I knew, like, I'm not going to just move out and just, that's it, like, I move out. Because once I move out, I'm not going back. I have backup plans. I have a lot of backup plans in case anything ever goes wrong. You know, I'm ready, I'm prepared. I have money saved up just in case anything were to go wrong. I'm a very responsible kid despite how I may act. And I call myself a kid because I'm not, you know, I don't have as much life experience as other people. You know, I may have been through a lot of shit, but it doesn't mean I'm more knowledgeable than anyone around me, you know? Who the hell is it? Sorry, one of the cats are being stupid. So, I pretty much started talking with some people online, and I was presented a lot of offers to move and start, like, a gaming house. Like, I'm maybe like 15, 20 people. I guess because they saw my potential. I don't really know what it was, but I had a lot of people tell me, like, I just inherited some money. You know, would you like to start this up, and this and that. There was a bunch of people, and, you know, nothing against those people at all. But then I met Zeno, my roommate, and he presented me the idea as well. And it was still kind of like, you know, I've heard this shit a lot. But when I saw the podcast for Path of Exile start, I was like, okay, this looks like it could kind of go somewhere. This is pretty cool. And then I came in on one episode, and it was a lot of fun. And I got to talk with them. And life was going pretty good. And then ArcAge came out. When ArcAge came out, I had absolutely no intention of making any money off of it, because that's not what I do. Despite how this may sound, I don't stream in YouTube for money. I do it because it's fun and it makes money. Does that make sense? There's a big difference. Because if I don't want to stream, I won't stream. If I don't want to YouTube, I won't YouTube. And this is what it comes down to, and then I'll go right back to it. It's the following. I chose not to work a normal job life and job environment because I did not enjoy it. If I do not enjoy streaming and I do not enjoy YouTubing, why the hell would I do it? That's all I want to tell you guys is, like, if I wanted to be a normal person, I would just go out, get a job, and be a normal person, make a static income, not have to worry about certain things, and life would be okay. You know, not what I want for it to be. But anyway, when ArcAge came out, I initially started releasing videos because my viewers on Twitch wanted to know about the game, because that's how it is. And if anyone knows anything about me, or knows about anything about YouTube, you would know how how easy it is for me to make content. You know, I'm blessed with the fact of not having a life when I was younger, so I can just absorb so much information about games, because this is literally what I did from diapers to where I am now. I woke up, I ate food, I took a pee-pee, I took a wee-wee, I took a poop-poop, and I played games. That's it. That's it. I didn't talk to women, I barely talked to dudes in school. You know, I didn't do my homework, I didn't do shit, didn't talk to my parents, didn't have a good relationship. I'm literally saying the only thing I did was I went online and I played games, or I played console games, and that was it. And I've literally done that my whole life, and that's where I feel comfortable, because that's what I've done my whole life. So now when I go into a game, I have, you know, years upon years of experience backed up in just analyzing a game and taking it apart and doing this, and oh, that combination looks good here, oh, games usually fuck up on this mechanic, you know, let's do this. It doesn't matter if the game is a new game, a different graphics engine, there's always flaws with the game, there's always bugs, and it's always very easy to tell what goes with what. And even just with, like, the internet, like when it comes to Reddit or forums of games, I can immediately tell what clique of people, like, are stupid and what clique of people are smart. And immediately, whatever the stupid people say, you immediately do the opposite, and it's always overpowered. I know that sounds really weird and sketchy, but when you understand it, you'll thank me. Anyway, though, moving on. ArcAge, you know, hit, and I just started releasing content on ArcAge. And then I started releasing it to Reddit, and I got great feedback. Absolute phenomenal feedback. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I just kept doing it, and releasing it, and releasing it, and releasing it, and releasing it. And then eventually, I ran into Ziggy D. And Ziggy, I talked to him a little bit in Path of Exile, not too much, and then we became a lot more friendly in Arcade, and he's now one of my really good friends online. And it's cool. It's cool to be friends with people who are also well off. I don't want to say well off because I don't know exactly what the situation is, but it's nice to be friends with people who are doing what I'm doing. Granted, he's at a much higher scale than me. He's still in the same division as me, and that's cool. It's nice to have someone to talk to about what you're doing. And that was like a really good feeling. It was just like, wow, that's really cool. So, you know, Arcade took off, and I kept playing it, and then I looked at my YouTube income. Not streaming, I looked at YouTube. And then I learned, wow, I can make money off YouTube. If I can make money off YouTube, not editing, you know, not highlighting, not even researching, just playing the game. Shut up, webcam. There you go. Just playing the game, learning the mechanics, and just releasing general information that is correct. Not some bullshit information that people make up. Legitimate, correct information of, you know, builds, guides, theory crafting, dungeons, just what people want, just simple shit that doesn't even need to be edited, then you can make money off it. Anybody can do it. It doesn't matter. You could have one hand, half a testicle. It doesn't matter. When a new game comes out, that is every person's chance right there to become big. And I'm not even big. I have like 12K followers or something, or subs. Like I'm like a little speck. What are those little they call not anemones. You know those little black things you see in like the water tank, the little fish tank. Those little black little things. I never understood what they were. They're like animal, or sorry, like a little aqua. I don't know what the fuck they are. Sea anemones? I don't know what the hell they are. But anyway, moving on. I learned like I can make an income off of this, and I was like, this is really cool. And then I have YouTube, and then I have Twitch, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And combined with those, you know, together, I learned that I can live off it comfortably. As long as I continue what I'm doing, I can do it comfortably. And I probably do this, what? I'm going to be honest with you guys, I spend maybe 30 minutes a day, maximum, not even. Probably 6 minutes a day on YouTube, unless I'm making a vlog like this. I don't do retakes, I don't edit, I turn that shit on, and I'm real with you guys. Bam, number one. Streaming is different. I stream anywhere from 4 to usually 10 hours a day. That's it. So say I work 11 hours every day for playing games. Streaming is pretty fucking mentally exhausting because you're answering questions all day, you're keeping your chat tamed, and just some other stuff, just because of the way I do it. But it's fun, you know, and at the end of the day, it's not really drama because you hit Alt F4 and it goes away. Real life, you don't just hit Alt F4 and it doesn't go away. People will actually, like, yeah. But anyway, so then I, like, started seriously talking with Zeno, and we ended up, like, I literally, like, I was really interested at this point. I just wanted to get out of here, and I didn't know how to do it because I've never moved before, and I was like, is this really gonna happen? So one day we actually, like, we got into a Skype call and started screen sharing, and we started looking at houses, and like we did this for like a week or two straight, and we ended up settling on a place. We confirmed everything, and I took a leap of faith. I did. I've never moved with him before. I've never met him before. I took a leap of faith. I'm not telling you guys to do it, you know, take a leap of faith, but I took one because I don't really take risks. I mean, I take risks all the time in game. I don't really take them in real life because, actually, I do. I go off my intuition. That's just how I am. And I took a leap of faith. I bought a ticket. I told my mom. She still didn't believe me. I showed her the goddamn ticket. She believed me. She cried, etc. Then I had the conversation with my father. And remember, I was not on a very good note with my parents. Like, I guess I was okay. But when I had that conversation with my father, he was the most accepting father I've ever met in my life when it came. I didn't know he had this side. I almost cried because he was like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, etc. And he's like, do you need help with anything? And I was like, holy shit. Like, I was blown. You know, like, I don't get nervous. If you guys ever watch me, I don't care who I'm talking to. You know, maybe I get shy. Like, you know, talking to some, you know, developers, maybe I'll get shy because I feel like there's little fish in this giant aquarium and they're the sharks. But I'm not nervous. Like, I could be naked in front of 1,000 people and just be like, yep, I'm happy about my dick size. That's right. You want to keep looking? Because I'm just, who cares, you know? Like, I've been exposed on the internet. What? And yeah, but talking in front of my father, giving that, like, that little speech, was like the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done in my life. I was shaking. I was shaking. And it was crazy. So I took the leap of faith. I packed my shit in 2 bags. I got in the car ride. And when I was in the car ride, I actually will say that I kind of regretted. Not regretted. I had a hint of doubt. I was like, is this really what I want to do? I was like, I'm leaving home for good. That's it. Like, I mean, I could come back. I don't plan on coming back. But I mean, like, the point is I was like, this is like a real, like, this is a, I'm actually moving. I'm not visiting. I'm moving. And it didn't really hit me or so. It was just kind of there. And then I started walking to the airport. And it was kind of becoming more and more realistic. But it still didn't hit me. I'll tell you when it hit me. I sat down on the plane. And I heard the intercom go off. And that's when it hit me. That's like, do you really want to do this? Is this what you want to do? And I just smiled. I smiled with like pure joy. And the plane took off. And my new life started. And I've been pretty much as happy as ever. You know, there's been some ups and downs, but the ups greatly outweigh all the downs. And I have to say, this is probably the best choice in my life that I've ever made. And I feel blessed every day to say that I came out on top despite all the shit that happened. Because I have great friends around me, and I have a great community on Twitch and YouTube with you guys. And this shit's not edited, it's raw and it's live. So yeah, you know, thank you everyone for supporting me. I know I sound a bit little PJ Salt sometimes, but it's because I care about you guys, it's true. If I didn't care about you guys, how could I get mad at you guys, you know? Not mad, but upset, you know? Like, I have these talks with you guys because you guys really mean something to me, because I'm not trying to play like a god role, but I've been where a lot of you have been before. And I haven't been where a lot of you guys have been before. And vice versa. But I know what it's like. I'm the guy who played games his whole life, and people shit-talked in real life. I know what it's like to be different. I didn't have sex till I was 19 years old. I had phone sex before I had my first kiss. I'm a weird dude. Shit in my life has changed. It's pretty fucking weird. But, you know, I'm happy where I'm at right now with my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, I live with some regrets, but I live with the acceptance of knowing that I can't change it. But I always live knowing that, you know, like, is this the choice you want to make? Because if you've regretted something in the past, does that make sense? Like I don't want to say I live with regrets, but I live knowing that I cannot change a choice once it's been made, if that makes any sense at all. So that's pretty much it. You know, I wanted to just give you guys a little rundown. Oh, sorry, no, wait, there was one more part, that's right. So when I finally moved here, today this happened. When I finally moved here today, I sat down, I went through my Facebook again, and today again I looked at, you know, all the chicks I used to have crushes on in high school, elementary school, and middle school, and, you know, I looked and, you know, they have a family, or they've moved, or they just graduated college, some of them just got their AA, one person got their master's, you know, someone's at MIT. Like, there's some crazy stuff. I lied about the MIT. There's some crazy stuff. And, you know, tons of my friends have joined the Army, the military, you know, the Navy, the Air Force. And now I can finally look at myself and say, I've changed. I've changed as a person. You know, I'm not at home. I'm not with my parents. You know, I'm happy with what I'm doing. School is still there. It's not going anywhere for me. It's okay. And people look at me. I've had a lot of people come to me from my friends now who have started, like, they kind of understand what Twitch is, and they're like, now I understand what it is that you were doing. Congratulations, man. And, you know, like, it just comes back to what I was saying, like, you gotta be happy with what you're doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I can't promise I release these often because, like I said, these come right from the heart. You know, it's just inspirational. When it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you guys are, you know, managing through what you're doing. Keep your head up. It's important. You know, you'll get through it. Just don't make the wrong decision, all right? So hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I feel like a douchebag saying this every time, but if you want to live off it, you kind of have to. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And thumbs up. Thumbs up is actually really important. When you thumb a video up, it puts it at like the top of the search bar, depending on how many likes it gets. So that's what got me known in Arcade, essentially. But, you know, like I said again, hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys are doing well. And have a great night, everyone. Take care.